Crewman here, and I'm gonna get this 1660 Super Rig back up. But I don't think it's been on for quite a while. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything apart, and I'm just gonna do a quick examination of it. So let's get to it. First thing I'm gonna do with this part of the rig, I got these four 1660 Supers off risers. I'm gonna take this rig, strip it apart, and just inspect all the parts and make sure nothing's bad. Everything's clean. I mean, as clean as it's gonna get anyway. I didn't get crazy on it, but it's a lot better than it was. I'm going to rewire this. I am going to go with an M.2 in here over an SSD just because it's less wires and less things hanging. And I have a 64 gig. I'm going to go flash real quick. So I'm going to go flash that. I'm going to pop it in, and then I'm going to get all of these set up. I'm going to put the Asus twin fan on here. I remember when I built this frame. Frames were like $100 and sold out everywhere at the time. Some even more than that. Those metal frames are like $20 right now. So what I did was I just built my own. Long story on how I got into that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this set up, and I'm going to get these cards in, and I'll come back in a few minutes. Another quick update. Wiring up the 1660 Supers. I almost ran out of spots on the breakout board. I'm going to do 10 on one 1200 watt PSU, and that's fine because I'm going to run these on light power algorithms. I ended up having to use splitters that my buddy let me borrow, which is nice, from the guy that I'm hosting from. I don't remember how I got all 12 of these on that motherboard. It has 7 slots, but I have so many risers and I have splitters, so I just grabbed all of those from all the GPUs when I consolidated my rigs. So we're going to get this all wired up, and of course I'm short the 240 volt cables that I need, so they're coming in tomorrow, so I hopefully will have this up and running for a few days by the time I share this build with you. So let's get everything hooked up. Well, this rig is finally finished. Everything is wired. It's actually very clean. I'm pretty confident that it will work. Now, obviously, with a 12-card GPU rig, throw everything out the window, there's a very big chance that some of it doesn't work. But honestly, this was a pleasure to build out of. This this whole setup that I have, this new updated setup with all the room to build on, it just makes my life so much easier, and just not having to build in my man cave just saves me a lot of space too. And I can work on other projects there. Being able to run multiple projects at the same time is the key for me to getting out content in a reasonable amount of time. So anyway, guys, this was a pleasure. Fingers crossed that this works. I'll come back with an update. Like I said, I'm waiting for the cables to come in, and then I'm going to put this in my shed, and we're going to rock and roll. All right, so Hive loaded up, so that's good. So I'm going to go connect this to Hive, and then we're going to reboot it and hope all the GPUs hit. Alright, so we've got progress, we've got Hive, and we've got 4. The first 4 on it. If I can get 4, I can get 8. If I get 8, I can get 12, and I can stop losing my mind. So far, we've had a bad stick of RAM. I think it's bad, I'll test it again. And I took my old Steam Deck 64 gig hard drive and tried to use that. Apparently the memory's different and it acts weird with Intel. So I got rid of that. So let's try for 8 now. And once we add the GPUs, no post. Gonna tweak it again and see if I can troubleshoot the issue. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I forgot why I hate these big giant builds. This rig used to give me fits. So I'll be right back. Man here, and you guys remember my one-off rig. Well, I need this motherboard for my 1660 Super Rig because it just works, and it works well. So we're gonna unscrew this, and we're gonna replace it with this Prime motherboard, because there's only 5 GPUs, and that Prime motherboard will handle the 5 just fine. And I'm gonna pray I didn't mess this rig up because it was running just fine. I forgot how much I dislike building new rigs sometimes. I'll be right back. Alright, so this one's all back working, surprisingly, with this Prime motherboard. Bring up this motherboard to go to the 1660 Supers. Let's get to it. 10 of them mining. There's 12 in here. So we're going to play feel the back plates till we can figure out the other 2 that aren't mining, and I'm sure I'll just have to replug them in. The motherboard was the issue. I was losing my mind with that Asus motherboard. Be right back. So I found the culprit. This one and this one. First thing we're going to do is we're going to try to change the plugs, and then we're going to try to change the risers. So we'll be right back. Victory! All 12 GPUs! I got it working finally. So it was the motherboard after all. It kind of clicked on me when I was driving to my real job this morning that I should have just swapped out this 12 GPU motherboard. And honestly, I'll see if I can find them on Amazon. These are the best motherboards if you're going to use open air frames. I bought 2 of them on a whim for super cheap. I need to buy more. That Asus Strix motherboard was just a nightmare to get going, and this wasn't. I mean, all 12 of these worked. They're in. Everything works just fine. No problems. So I'm pretty happy with it. Right now it's mining Carlson hash. I don't know what I want to put on them. I'm going to probably do a video on them more. I just wanted to get it up and running. I'm probably going to let it mine in here for the night, or maybe I'll take it to the shed. I don't know. It just depends on how much time I have after I'm done editing this video. I want to say I would not recommend buying these right now. Again, I bought my old rig back. I knew what these were. These were all good 1660 Supers. They're all Hynix modded, and I basically am going to get them for free by the time I sell off on my 2060s. And I'm probably just going to hold them till the bear market, and then, hold them till the bull market, and then sell them again for some higher price. So, like I said, I would not recommend buying these unless you get basically a borderline steal that you can't pass up like I did. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Good man, out.